Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Beats, and I'm here to talk about my build. I played this league in I believe this is a Sentinel league, yes, because you have the Sentinels that you have to spawn, and I played a minion build. I will link the actual build I based my build off of initially, and then I kind of just went into a few details I'll talk about, but I'm also going to showcase the build. I'm going to run through a T16 map. This is a fast build. It's not a super fast build, but one good thing about this build is it's very tanky and I have a lot of survivability, and I'll explain a little bit why. So first things I'm going to do is I'm going to go over my stats. Okay, first thing, I'm defense capped on both, everything, 75. I'm only 45% on the chaos. I've been trying to get some of my gear to have more chaos resistance. I don't really take damage. I got good block chance. I'll show you why I got that. And I feel like a decent amount of armor. 17k. I don't really know if that's really high or not, but I don't take a lot of damage, okay? And my life restores pretty quick, basically because of my gear, right? So there's my general stats on my defense. Offense doesn't really matter on a minion build on this page, really. But yeah, defense is important in my opinion with any build, okay? Now let's go into the character and the gear I got on. Just to break it down for you real quick, my wand. Real simple, you want to have minions deal increased damage and that trigger a socketed spell when you use a skill. And in the 3 gems you put in there with the bone offering, the desecrate, and the life tap. Okay, life tap and desecrate, you want to keep them at level 1. And you also want to put bone offering up as high as you can get it. You can actually get a better quality, but that's the main thing with the gear and the gems, or for the wand rather. So what I'll do is I'll go through the gear with the gems I have in there and why. So this one, helmet, you really want +3 socketed minion gems. And if you notice, I've got socketed gems are supported by. So really this is a 6-link helm that I got. So it's like having a 6-link, extra 6-link item, really, okay? You want life. You want life and you want resistances like I got. Also on your helmet, you want to get, you want to get minion damage. You want to get minion damage, socketed minion skills. What I'm rocking in there is my skellies. So I got the skellies, I got the summon the phantasm, I got feeding frenzy, and I got added fire damage. Okay, so along with that, I got I've got the immolate and also 20 minion damage. So that's the breakdown of the helmet. On the shield, you want as much max life as you can get. You want to get some armor on there if you can. And also, if you need any resistances, make sure you get some on here. I just needed a lot of lightning, so I stacked the lightning on this. And then I got another craft on there of more life. This is a very high life shield. Biggest thing on your shield is that recover 5% of life. Okay, that's a big deal. Next thing is my neck piece. My neck piece has allocates decay ward. That's an important thing in your passive tree that you want to put on here for this build. Allocates decay ward, and if you look at it as a decay ward, it gives your minions a chance to block spell damage and attack damage, and they receive 2% damage when they block. You want life on it, and you also want +1 to level of skill gems if you can get it, or higher, better pluses to your skill gems. Also resistances if you can grab it. I also was lucky and got armor percentage. Got really lucky on that one. The rings, you want max life percent increased rings, and as much life as you can get on them. That's the main thing. I try to get a little mana regen because you don't have a lot of mana with this because your reservation is quite capped like most good builds. Same thing on this ring, percent. Also got a lot of life, right? So percent max life and as much life as you can get on it. Also, see if you can get your resistances balance on there. Chest piece, my chest piece is very high life. So just so you know, this chest piece isn't like a good meta, because meta for this, you really want plus the gems. +1, +2 to skill gems or whatever plus you can get on there for like intelligence gems, or, you know, you want the plus to gems plus the life if you can get it. So I sacrificed the +1 to go ahead and get a bunch of life. I got 151 life and I got 8% on mana and life here, as you can see, with some decent resistances. Gloves. And I'll go back to abilities. I'm sorry, I did skip some abilities. Abilities in the shield were Flame Dash, Tempest Shield, and Determination. I stacked those 3 in there. Okay, that obviously movement and help less damage. And then on my chest piece is my main ability, my Summon Raging Spirits, SRS, is better known as. So I got Multi-Strike, I got Unleash, I got Minion Damage, I got Predator Support, and I got Added Fire on there. For my gloves, I didn't go into the stats yet. So stats on the gloves: Life, Resistances. I try to get my Chaos Resistant. You can also get Minions deal increased damage on your gloves. You want to get that Minion damage on your gloves too, right? Also, I got lucky. You'll see that on the top, the implicit that got rolled was also additional Minion damage. So I got 48 Minion damage just on my gloves, which is really good, right? I gotta sell that logbook, but I'll wait. And the gems in here was my Ray Zombie, my Carrion Golem, Meat Shield, because you want all this stuff to take the damage, and a Ray Spectre. So basically my Golem, my Zombies, and my Ray Spectre, right? Spectre, Zombies, Golem, and then Meat Shield, because all those things are tanking for me. Next is my belt. You want, again, high life, a lot of resistance. You want fire. I got chaos on there. I got lucky on this belt. It has that 9% chance for Flasks not to consume charges and 32% life recovery. I basically went for resistances as life, and I got lucky and got this for 1 exalted. Similar belts were between like 2 and 5, and some of the really badass ones were like very high, obviously. Gems I have in your eye jewels. You want the ghastly ones, or you want the other ones that have basically minion damage that give you life and can also give your minions damage. Also, you want them to taunt. You want to try to get the ones taunt, right? So taunting for minions is a big thing. That's not on this one, but it's on a lot of my other ones. All right. Now for my boots, movement speed, max life, resistances, right? Pretty standard. Got lucky on the avoid bleed, avoid freezing. I try to look for extra stats that I could use that are beneficial, but don't necessarily need those, but it does help, right? Flasks, just run a simple life flask, running a hybrid flask. You don't need the hybrid flask. I like it just so my mana's constant, and I get the one that's enduring, right? So when my mana's full, it just keeps going and going as I use the mana, even if I've hit the flask. All right. Next, Rumi's Concoction, Granite Flask, got the 1500 extra armor, 10% chance to suppress spell damage with a Quartz Flask, okay? And then, obviously, I got a Speed Flask in there. You could switch up your flasks if you want to. These are the ones I used. So that's a breakdown of the items I have in the gyms, okay? So we've talked about my stats. We've talked about this. Let's real quick just look at the passive tree. I'll zoom out. I'll go up to the top so you can kind of take a good look, right? So you really want to just get life and much minion points as you can. And then you notice for jewels, I got max life, 5% chance to taunt on hit. So my minions are taunting enemies as they hit them. That's why I don't take a lot of damage. Nothing really hits me too often, okay? And then I get tons of minion stats on here. Anything you can do to get more minion damage, whether it's lightning or fire, frost, minions just do more damage, and minions get benefits is what you want in these gems. And you want the max life. That's the most important thing, max life for you. All right? You see the max life here. Again, the breakdown of this tree is also in the build I'm going to link. I followed that build. The only thing I did differently, I'll show you. Here's the bottom half of my tree, right? This is it. Set it on the bottom half, okay? The thing I'll tell you I did differently that I was going for if I was the max level of this character was I was going to come down here to this life regen and then take that socket if I could. If I got 3 more levels, right? Because I looked at their tree, and their tree, I don't know if they just didn't finish it or maybe I missed something, which is totally possible. But, you know, if you follow the build that I link and then look at my tree, you'll see a comparison. But I did come up here to get the mana regen and the increased life regen. I didn't have to take these 2 points. So you could reduce these 2 points and take those 2 points and put your last 8 points of your build someplace else if you really want to. But I was going to come down here and take this, okay? Mainly for the life regen and for the extra jewel socket, okay? So that's what my talent tree looks like. Just for, you know, fun, I'll show you my Atlas skill tree, and I'll tell you what I did here real quick. I pretty much went for Legion, Delve, strong boxes. I also went for Shrines and Expedition. Shrines, Expedition, and now I'm just getting into Delirium. So I did in this order, I did strong boxes, delve, legion, shrines, and then expedition and some delirium, right? And the real thing here that's really important as far as your damage is concerned, because the rest of this is just for loot, but for damage, take the shrine nodes. Okay, if you take the shrine nodes in this tree, it's, if you're running maps, it's almost like having a mini headhunter, right? Because if you can get through the map quickly and stack those shrines, you take less damage, you do more damage. Real simple, right? Kind of like how a headhunter works when you kill those elite mobs, right? So that's kind of a fun fact, right? So we talked about that. So we talked about the character, we talked about the gear, we talked about the passive tree, we talked about the Atlas passive tree. That's pretty much all you need to know for the build, right? That's a breakdown. I did spend, if you notice on right over here, it says I spent about 15x on this build, which is pretty accurate, right? All the gear I have on, I spent 15x. I just farmed a lot. That's the most, for me, that's a lot, right? Because I don't play a lot of hours like some of these Giga Chad Andys that play this game all day for like 20 hours. I can't, okay? So for me, I still got an X in the bank, still got 258 chaos, so I got about, I'm sitting on like 2.5x right now. I could probably go find an upgrade for one of these items that aren't very expensive, but most of the stuff I got on is at least 1 to 2x a piece. The most expensive thing I got on is this shield. I paid about 3.5x for it, right? So it's not very expensive build, and for me, minions are fun. I love minions. Now, I've talked about the build. Last time I showcased a build, I didn't run a map. So for the finisher here, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go flame out this beat mash map. Take me like 2 seconds. Let's boom, 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 20 qual it. Also, just throw a orb of binding. Okay, blah blah blah. Reflect elemental, 2 rogue. Okay, we should be good on this map. Oh, one last thing I did want to say about the Atlas tree. I forgot. Very important node. This node right here. Stream of consciousness. Your maps cannot be modified by fragments. Your maps have 50% more base chance to contain extra content. I found this very useful, so I didn't have to fragment my maps. Basically, I'm gonna sell that later. I'll just wait. So let me just run this map real quick. We're gonna throw it in here. I'm not gonna val it. I'll just run it normal. I just want to show you how effective this build really is in a T16. So this is a T16 map, right? So this is like the highest map you can get besides the boss maps, okay? And fighting bosses. And I did kill the Exarch, I think. I killed one of the bosses. I killed the I got the Grasping Voidstone. So the Eater of Worlds, I think. Is that the one I did? I don't know. I killed one of the in-game bosses. I've never killed an in-game boss. I've also 110 is the farthest I've ever gotten on my map ever, right? So as you can see, I come in here. I'm gonna use the Sentinel. Boom! I'm gonna hit the F2 key. It takes a little bit longer on a T16 map to kill them once you pop F2, but if you just run around, summon your skeletons, right-click your SRS, summon Raging Skeletons, Skulls, summon Raging Spirit. Sorry. And then as you can see here, I'm gonna see if I can grab. Yep, boom! I got a double shrine effect. Sorry, I can't speak English apparently, or talk for that matter. All right, so we've only got 5 buffs left. Boom. All right, so all of my Sentinel juice is out. I typically go back and loot, right? Like people make fun of me for that. A lot of times, if I'm playing a rippy map, I'll go back and loot. I haven't been too rippy. Like as you saw, I took a little damage there. I saw my energy shield go down. I just faded away. Now, this isn't the fastest clearing speed, okay? But you don't take a lot of damage, which I love that, okay? Obviously, with more investment, if you had the +3 stuff on your helmet, like the +3, if you just got some more damage, maybe some better minion gems, because all my minion gems probably only cost me, I don't know, between an X and 50C each, maybe, right? So that's why I'm saying it's like a 15X build. All right, we'll just leave all that stuff on the floor. Let's make sure my stuff's summoned. All right, I feel like I'm going kind of slow. Oh, we got a metamorph guy. I always leave the metamorph guys. So I just kind of wanted to show this build in action for you. Make sure if you guys got any questions, you can leave comments on the video. You can show up to my stream here on twitch.tv/beatsforpresident. I'm always open to answering questions. I'm also going to showcase this in the PoE website, and I'm also going to give credit to the other streamer that I actually copied the build from. So you saw I took some damage there. I don't know what I ran into, but obviously something that punched me in the face pretty hard. Here we go, some corrupted. And here's why I take the strong boxes, because I've been getting pretty lucky on the strong boxes. Been getting some good loot. None of this really. Oh, 91 max life. I'll take that. Those aren't too solid. So yeah, this build's pretty good. Again, if you like minion builds, some people don't like minion builds because it's like passive aggressive, right? Because I'm having to summon my skeletons, summon my raging spirits, but I don't physically have to hit stuff in the face. They go and do it for me. So it's kind of like running around. They punch stuff. I avoid damage. I collect shiny stuff on the floor. It's not my preferred way to play the game, but it's one of my funnest experiences. I also like totems because it's kind of the same thing, passive aggressive. Throw totems on the floor, pick up loot. I have played self-cast builds. They are fun. I did have fun with a Toxic Rain build that I played once, and also I played a Spark build. Actually, that was totems though. So self-cast Arc. I played a self-cast Arc last league. I had fun with that because they buffed spell casting, so it didn't feel as clunky. It didn't feel as like underprivileged, I guess. Like, because I know before they did the buffs last league, self-casting builds to me were just not the answer. You know what I mean? But as you can see, this build to me is pretty fast. You could probably add some more movement speed if you wanted to on certain things. I find it fast enough for me. If I have played a faster build, right? I have played a Pathfinder build before that was super fast. That was fun, but this isn't as racy as that. The clear speed's pretty decent, but you are very tanky. I mean, I literally am rocking 8,300 health. Again, you could probably get more health, but for me, that's the highest health I've ever had. I'm usually in the 5 to 6K range, but I also haven't gone as far in any other league as I have with this one. But it's a good build, man. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you try it. If you don't, that's okay, because again, who knows, they might nerf minions to the ground next league, and this might be a completely trash build next league. It's the only problem with builds, really. It's hard to do a build guide because they change the game every league. Usually. Last league, they kept all the builds the same this league from last league. That's a fact. Oh, I haven't done that map. That's cool that I got that. Alright, so we're going to fight the Metamorph boss too. Let's go ahead and see what he's got. Go ahead and punch him in the face. Chaos Weaver. Tasty. No bonus loot, so let's take that. Jewelry. Veiled Jewelry, okay. I'm going to go ahead and take the currency. And currency. Oh man, this guy should be super fun. The T16 Metamorph boss, guys. And I didn't Giga Chat him. I Giga Chatted using a Sentinel, is what I call Giga Chatting this league. So I used a Sentinel on a Metamorph boss earlier this league, and it took me about 20 minutes to kill him. he did finally die, but I've had 2 map bosses I couldn't kill. I had to phone a friend because for some reason my minions just wouldn't down him. But as you can see, this is pretty tanky. I did take a little dip there, cast. And then I'm also self-casting elemental weakness, so you want to do that. So you also want to see like I got my determination, my summon skitter bots, my temper shield. That's the build showcase, man. I wanted to clear a T16 map this time for you guys, show you how good it was. I feel that's really good. For all you big boys out there with your Mirror plus X builds, I'm sure they're way better than mine. But for a 15x build, this isn't too bad in my opinion. So I'm going to collect all my loot. Again, make sure you guys follow and subscribe to my YouTube and my Twitch at Beats for President. And thank you. Peace.